What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at My Cowboys Family, and of course, hop into the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
What's up, everybody? A quickie tonight here. Cowboys in Theory on a Saturday special here. It's special because it's the weekend, and it's a live stream here on My Cowboys Family in the dead of July, where there's no news, info, updates, but we got some for you right here on MCF. So welcome in as we have a lot of things to announce and shout out here. Tomorrow, huge night. We'll talk about it here and more. But first, baby, we got to talk about the people repping the boards here. In fact, from last week, the champions, you know who he is, the takeover. It's Jason Renfro.
That's right. Sponsor of the week and the Cash App King. Shout out to you, of course. And he was the stream boss up until Lincoln Blake took it over. Yep. He's got 87 points on that board.
And Jason Renfro was also the Cash App leader this week. That was the answer. Yeah, that was the case yesterday, of course, until the new leader came into place, and that was the man Snug X.
You know it.
That $20 holler. He has the Cash App lead right now. The overall lead, guys, it's Mark Hosepian, still there the whole week. He's been here like the first day or two, and then, busy. So without him he's still in first place. But I will say a couple things. Much love to Dwayne Broussard, who dropped a thanks on one of our earlier videos today. Much love to Dwayne Broussard with the pre-stream $2 holla. I'm going to guess it's a
Go Cowboys.
And with those two from him there, those 2 equals 4, plus what he had already this week, guess what? He's one behind Mark Hosepian for the overall leaderboard right here, which is finalized at the end of tomorrow's live stream. Whoever has the most points there at the top of the leaderboard, Mark's up there in first place. Dwayne is right there behind him in second. And there's others right behind all of them in a battle that's going to come down to the wire, it seems like. So much love to Dwayne Broussard with the thanks. $2 thanks, a $2 pre-stream drop. Also, big shout out to the man staying skeptical fan. Why? Because he dropped a pre-stream gifting membership. Now 10 this month he has already built up. He's the back-to-back champion on that. This is a new thing here. Only the last 2 months we've been having it, but May and June, back-to-back. You know it is, guys. It's the skeptical fan here who's repping that board and now going for a three-peat, as he has about, a 10-3 lead over Jason Renfro, the only people that have gifted membership as of this moment. So much love to both you guys. Also, the star level membership, much love and appreciation to Skeptical Fan and Jason Renfro, both in that. Dwayne Broussard as well. And then you also got to throw in there some of the greats, right? Like Mary Alvarez and Lincoln Kane. That rounds up. That's 5 on it right there and that top shelf membership. And of course, like we talked about in the past, see these sewn and stitched jerseys once a month. Star level member. One of you guys will be lucky winners here starting in the near future here, probably next month in August. So we'll get into that again. You guys got to get in it if you want to be in the raffle. Now, one last thing also, baby, before we move it on here. I know I got Snug X. He is currently the leader there, although Jason Renfro the King, he's trying to try to go back-to-back. But we have Temi Soltis in the Navy Blue crew. She's re-upped in the Navy Blue membership, and she's up on that board now officially. So much love to her as well. Those are all the pre-stream drops and thoughts and star level membership shout outs, some gifting membership shout outs, and everybody here. Now let's just reiterate, baby, tonight's the last night for this here raffle, 6-year anniversary for our channel here on YouTube. And many ways to donate, of course. That's how you get on the board. That's how you get in this raffle. You got the super chats, you got the membership, you got gifting membership, you got the thanks, but you also got 4 other ways.
Through the Cash App, money sign My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, your regular PayPal link, and last but not least, Streamlabs lets your message show up right here on screen. And
all that is compiled into what we've been doing basically the last 2 weeks, compiling your total love here, and it equals raffle entries for the big 6-year raffle tomorrow. Now, 6 years was on Saturday last week, a week ago today. So we had our party stream there, and we wanted to make sure we gave other people a chance to get a full dosage of MCF live streams, to have a chance to drop the love if they wanted to be in this raffle for the 6 on it. And that's how they get in, right? 6 for 6 years, and you're in the raffle, and you can stack those every 6 on top of that. It's another raffle entry. So, you drop in there 18, you got 3 raffle entries, but you can even get more. If you're in the Navy Blue, you get a bonus raffle entry in the membership. If you're in that silver level membership, you get 2 bonus raffle entries. And in that top shelf star level membership, you get 3 bonus memberships. Ups your chance to win, this first place sewn and stitched Cowboy jersey of your choice out of about, 30 or 30 plus players, styles, sizes, the whole deal. And, of course, second place, much love the Skeptical Fan, a T-shirt for the second place winner as well.
That's right.
I think I broke down everything about the raffle. Tonight's your last chance. So if you want to add in another raffle entry, just get one and just be in the raffle. This is your chance. Stack raffles, it's a quickie tonight, too, 30 minutes. So we're going to get it all in and out real quick.
Let me go ahead and do the shout-outs here in the chat.
Let's get it rolling.
Thank you very much to Dwayne Broussard, the top dog himself. Mike Aldana, much love. Darren Posey, long time no see. Glad to hear that hopefully the life schedule change is a positive one.
Yes, much love.
So much, and can't wait to see you back. Hey, training camp is right around the corner, right? Rolando Rodriguez, all the way from South Texas. Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical.
Always.
And dilly fuck Philly. Leonard from Wakanda, what's up? Stephen White representing. Lee Side Herald, of course. He's here to talk real football. We got Cameron. Eric Wallace, what's up? Let me see who else is here. Mari Roberts, much love. Thomas Garrett, the superior Garrett.
You know it.
Let me see. Bo Smith, hello and hi. Thanks for joining us here. Texas Twister, stay safe out there on the road. Glad to see you here. So, and again, I think Mr. MCF is checking that right now. Skeptical Fan, I believe.
Oh, is that what you're talking about?
Some cash out.
Yeah, there's a little bit of love there. There's a $3 and, of course, 6 years, right? 66 cents.
Woo!
Holler right there from who, the man staying skeptical. Skeptical Fan, who now is like right behind Jason Renfro and on the board here, behind Lincoln Kane here on the board, and then not too far behind Dwayne Broussard and Marco Seppian battle for that first spot. It's a battle. It's a top 5 battle here. A Skeptical Fan in the mix. Much love to him. He said for a Go Cowboys.
Ooh,
appreciate you, Skeptical. This membership sharing there, a gifting membership, and a Cash App drop as he, tries to get in the mix here on the Cash App. You got Snug X in first, Jason in second on the Cash App board. Now Skeptical Fan officially in the running there as well. So,
Cactus G, hello and hi. So, baby, like you said, there's not too much to touch on
here,
but we always have some Cowboy news, Cowboy adjacent things to touch on. So, what's going on in the sports world? World of sports.
We'll go with the NFL. We'll go with the NFL because today's not much. Now my book, there's not many sports world things. But there's definitely a couple NFL things, and we're going to focus on the running back spot here with Dalvin Cook. And I'll explain in a minute. By the way, you guys like our caricatures here? Another shout out to Skeptical Fan for bringing this to the channel. But we're all cartooned up tonight here on a Saturday night. So Dalvin Cook, a guy that the Cowboys have been, Cowboy fan base, the Cowboy media has been pushing. Let's go get him. And whether I want him or not, it's irrelevant because I'm not going to fool myself. I'm going to be realistic. Not going to feed the fans just a lot of hope BS. I'm going to tell them, listen, this front office ain't going after someone like Dalvin Cook. And if they are, I almost think it's stupid because, not because of his talent, because we just got rid of a $10 million running back. We're going to get another $10 million running back. It just makes no sense. And the front office is literally trying to saying they're good at running back, right? So Dalvin Cook's out of the mix in Dallas, but he's still NFL news. Dalvin Cook today rejected an offer from the Miami Dolphins. Supposedly they made an offer. It was an offer he could refuse. And that was, again, Dalvin Cook says no to the Dolphins. Again, trying to get a bigger contract is basically what it comes down to, guys. He was expected to maybe be involved in the, in a signing with the Dolphins here in recent days. He's still in play now to get a contract with another team, and it sounds like the AFC East is where he's trending to, because right now the Jets, the Patriots, even the Bills, all three teams are kind of hinting, along with the Dolphins, they're all in the running for Dalvin. So Dalvin Cook's probably gonna go AFC East, in my opinion. But again, this was on ESPN NFL Live. They indicated that the 4-time Pro Bowler is considering all his options before determining his new home to play for the 2023 season in the NFL for football. So again, it's going to be interesting, guys, because again, it sounds like he wants to get around $10 million.
Which is
Dalvin Cook,
again,
that's a little bit rich for.
Thanks, but no thanks.
And
especially
honestly, with the running back situation,
even at a somewhat reasonable price, I still feel like you could have had a discussion. Is it really worth it to bring him in? Just because, like we've said before, and I'll say it again. How much money are we willing to invest at the running back position?
And that's my thing. I mean, guys, be honest. I know some guys really want Dalvin Cook. Okay. Would you be willing to pay $20 million a year for Dalvin Cook? How about $10 million a year? I'm just throwing out numbers because
whatever the Dolphins offered, it clearly wasn't $10 million or whatever.
Yeah, it was not. Doesn't sound like it was close to 10. So the point is that Dalvin Cook's looking for. Look, we know he's not going to. Maybe he'll settle for a little less. The Cowboys going to give Dalvin Cook $9 or $8 million. Guys, I'm telling you, the answer is no. Whether you like it or you hate it, the answer is no. So the Cowboys already have said multiple times, no Zeke because they're happy with their running back room. Dalvin Cook's not going to be here for $10 million. That's almost a guarantee, as a guarantee can be. Let's be real about it. So, it is what it is there, I guess. Now, don't know if anybody has any kind of thoughts on that. But,
I know you kind of did say, F that. This ain't 1984.
Exactly.
Again, things have definitely changed throughout the NFL on how much, how important the running back is. And honestly, let's just be honest, how much money teams are willing to invest.
And that dropped since Gurley, Zeke. After that, it was at the pinnacle. Now it's kind of trending, obviously, downwards and much less. The Dalvin Cook's trying to keep the running back, market higher. I guess it's going to be tough in this day and age where running backs are not as vital, it seems like. So either way, though, and by the way, that landlord, much love, he's the one that got the membership gifting from Skeptical Fans. So congratulations on that. Now, let's talk analytics for a quick second. I don't even have John Park's picture up. You guys know John Park, the guy who runs the analytics department. Him and Molly Polly, both of these individuals are running the analytics room for the Cowboys. And these are again, we've talked about it in previous streams, so check it out if you missed it. But these are the prime, top-notch analytics people in the NFL, and they both came to the Cowboys. One, John Parks from the Colts, and two, from Molly Polly from the Baltimore Ravens. She came from there. So again, the Cowboys are stacked.
So specific emphasis on running backs and the run game, and when it comes to her and the valuation.
Yeah, her that's just a statement from her. She just said she might value running backs a little more than she did in the past. But that's not what I'm talking about here. John Park is trying to get together. We talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago, that he's out there on Twitter posting the job openings for the analytics department for the Dallas Cowboys. And, that's what he's allowed to do. He wants to do it. And he's out there searching for an analytics team that's going to be running under him and Molly Polly at the Dallas Cowboys, home base there. So he said, quote, shout out, and it's interesting because a little behind the scenes here. He said, shout out to colleague Alok Patani for his elite support and expertise as we assemble an initial squad for the department, for the analytics department. This training camp will mark his 6th working with the Dallas Cowboys. So you can see, it's still guys here that were here for the last, from the Garrett years or from the Jerry Jones choices and Mark, a lot of people that are here that are still here. We fired the main person that was here for a decade. Now we replaced him with 2 elite analytics people and John Park running the show. He's putting together the department here, and he's got Alec Patini, who I don't even know. I never heard of this person, but he obviously is a guy who's deep in the analytics in the Cowboys, and he is helping side by side with John Park and Malapali to put together the best analytics team you got in football. So McCarthy loves analytics. You got the best people for it. They're assembling their team. I'm excited to see how and if this will affect the Cowboys this year, and not just with McCarthy, but and beyond. This is not a short-term, a short-sighted thing. This sounds like the Cowboys are. Jerry Jones is investing major money here on, putting in money to, this department and making sure we got the best of the best in the analytics. So it helps whichever coach, offense, defense, special teams, players, whoever. It helps our team, organization, going into the analytics. We probably have the top-notch team in the entire, analytics team in the entire NFL.
By the way, Darren Posey, much love, he said, I think Dallas reset the market after cutting Zeke. I don't think there'll be any more 10+ million running backs unless someone gets hurt or the league changes again. Yeah,
I think the league changing is probably a better situation. Of course, money for the running backs, that's going to continuously to go higher and higher because every position.
Franchise tag again for Pollard?
It was 10.1 million.
10.1. So again,
that's the top average. It's going to go a little lower than I think it'll start.
Something like that, but again. The reason I also think, besides the fact that the money keeps going up every year, the only reason I think the running back money won't be as bad is just because, remember, the role of the running back is changing, right? It's either adapt or die in the NFL. So running backs now do have to be more versatile or provide teams a little bit more. And usually that little bit more is where a lot of that negotiation room is going to come from. So also, don't forget, even just a few weeks ago, we all of a sudden started hearing that Dallas might be trying to work out a multi-year deal with Pollard, and instead of just letting him play on the tag, because now both sides seem to be interested in that, and it would benefit the Cowboys to be able to stretch out the small amount of money we would have paid him anyway, that $10 million basically just kind of gets extended into however long the contract ends up being. I don't want to speculate on that. Just saying that lets you know how the running back market's changing. Yeah,
I think Dak. I think that the Cowboys with Tony Pollard are going to probably, whether investing means new players or investing meaning depth players or adding new guys or adding, or let's say taking more of a mindset and a role on about how we're going to roll with someone like Tony Pollard money-wise for the next couple of years. You give him a 3-year extension or 2-year extension, it might be worth it for the Cowboys to roll on a 3-year deal with Pollard if they feel good about him. I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is just lip service from Stephen Jones. They might say they want to. Tony Pollard probably definitely wants to. He's going to want to get $9-10 million a year easy, maybe more. I don't think the Joneses are going to give him that much. I'm not going to fool myself into that. And they don't look at him the way they looked at Zeke, well, because of the draft status portion of things. Let's be real. So
Zeke was a 4th
overall pick. Pollard was a 4th round pick. So look, the thing is, I think Pollard is great. I think he could be. I think it would be great to see him here for 3 more years, this year and 2 more, or more than that if he's able to hang in there. But I just don't think you want to hitch your wagon to a running back, any running back in the NFL for more than 3 years, because after that, it's like, are you going to make those 3 years? If we overrun you like we did with Zeke, you're going to break you down. So,
great points in the chat. Mike Aldana said, go away from power running backs to change of pace backs.
And that's why I kept mentioning, like in the red zone, people were like, why do you keep talking about Deuce Vaughn playing the red zone? Because I believe that he gets lost in the trees in short yardage stuff. But let's just say red zone inside the 20, he gets you those 5-6 yards on first down in the 20. It's not much space when you're in the red zone. The field is smaller in the red zone, and that's where Deuce is better. I think people kind of maybe not realizing that yet, but I think it's going to happen. I think people are going to see it happen at least more than we think, or most of the Cowboy fan base thinks. So Deuce Vaughn using the red zone, I think that's one of his keys this year. I also think, the way we use Tony Pollard as a receiver running back in this, I'm going to say, West Coast offense, a Texas Coast offense, I think that's going to be another factor in what the Cowboys look and outlook is for someone like Pollard for the future. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But either way.
Cactus G also throwing out there, the time to go after high money free agents is in training camp when, something happens or something breaks.
Listen,
not now.
And that's the thing. Before training camp, a kicker, that's a bit bare minimums right there. That's why the kicker ain't that big of a deal, getting him now. But I like the Cowboys went to get the kicker now. I don't mind getting there a guard like Dalton Reisner to solidify and not have to talk about the goddamn offensive line anymore. But if you're going to see a guy get signed like him, like Dalton Reisner, it will happen the first week of training camp. Not just because of the money. Because if you look at the last 2 years, 2 years ago, who do we bring in? Do you remember after the couple days of training camp? I don't think we were in hitting yet. We brought in Malik Hooker. Oh, yeah, he's still here. Now, he was a success story. A year before that, we brought in Everson. What was his name?
Wells? No,
that's Everson Walls. Everson. I forgot his freaking name, but anyway, the point is that he was from the Vikings, and I remember he came over here the year before that. He was a bust in a way, but he came right before training camp, and then you see last year in training camp, we brought in literally the first week of training camp Anthony Barr. So, in my opinion, there's a really high chance we'll bring in one of the more needed position, kind of needed spots with a name kind of attached to it, like a Dalton Reisner from as a left guard. That will happen if he's available still, probably a couple of days in a training camp. I'd say before or around July 31st. Everson Griffin. There it is. Yeah, Everson Griffin.
Thank you, Mike.
So thank you. Appreciate that. Again, Griffin was here and, was okay. He traded in the middle of the year. But again, to me, those are the moves with the name attachment for the cheaper price tag. That happens about that first week of training camp. So July 24th to 31st of this year, Dalton Reisner, left guard. Who knows? Or a linebacker out there that's floating around. We shall see. Maybe a running back. I doubt it, though. So anyways, that's any last comments on this? Again, guys, we have very little news tonight. So it's a Cowboys in 30. It might actually be like in 45.
Let me see here. Real quick. Bringing back Yips Maher. Hopefully the fuck not. Just throwing that out there. Rolando Rodriguez said, every time you mention analytics, it gives me nightmares. The head coach needs to just, adjust himself. Yeah. Well, so it basically just gets a little flashback.
It's about the marriage, I think, between analytics and gut usage. So, anyways, rolling into this, guy. Speaking of guts, today the 6th annual Offensive Line Mastermind Summit ended today. We talked about this the last 2 days. Tyron Smith was there. Tyler Badass was there. Terrence Steele was there. Matt Farniok was there. Brock what's his name? Brock something was on there too. Our 5 guys from the Cowboys were attending this summit, which again it's a yearly thing in Dallas, in at the Star basically is where it's held, and it ended today. Today's is the final session. It was of course run by Duke Manyweather, which Dallas area, but also of course works with all of our Cowboy players on the offensive line. So he's like an offensive line, guru, so to speak. And everybody across the league, a lot of players across the league came to this training, sharing idea session. And today it ended. And I just want to say that basically the people the guys that attended this were the league's best. And there was also a whole lot of college players and even college coaches at this summit. The word, the kind of the mantra there is like your team is only as good as your offensive line. And baby, I know you agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
So, there's a diversity in the talent levels and all of these offensive linemen. When you have high performers like these offensive linemen, when you have size, strength, and footwork, athleticism, intelligence, leadership, and you add all this up, guys, this is a lot of different types of talent abilities here. And they all perform in this. A lot of these guys perform higher in some of the footwork. Some perform higher in athleticism. But you get to learn from all these guys at this summit. And that's what the reasoning of this is. And, to me, a guy that really was in the middle of this is Tyler Smith. And I love it because, he's going to learn a lot from a lot of these summits and these little like get-togethers he's got there with the Von Miller camp and all this stuff. He's involved with all this. He's playing. He's always learning from offensive linemen, from defensive linemen, pass rushers, whoever, and it just gets him better. So again, a lot of these players at this summit, their physical gifts usually are fixed. You can say staying still there, but the attitude and skills that were talked about in this summit, it basically are things that can be developed. It's not just things you can't be born with. It's things you can develop and get better at.
Continue to work on.
Exactly. So again, it's about the growth and mindset. If you want to really compete for the highest potential, this summit is great for offensive linemen in the NFL and college players as well. High performers, they share a commodity in attitude and mindset. And they know they can develop their skills that are required to be the best regardless of the conditions. And that's what this whole summit really leaned upon. And there was also a new product, I guess you can sell, and it's right here, guys. It's the Torque Wheel. Now, you might not see this too often. I don't know if you guys can make it out. It looks like Batman, but the point is that
I don't go to too many medieval torture museums, but
the Torque Wheel is a fantastic.
Looks like a drone.
Yeah, it does kind of looks like the bat signal. Jason Renfro with the dollar hollers. He steps into place to be the man with the most raffle entries, trying to add some more in there. Jason Renfro, much love with that dollar a holla. What did he have to say with that?
He said, "Go Cowboys."
Cowboy. Yes, much love. He's like right now, I think 1 or 2 behind Lincoln Kane on that top board there. So he's moving up. We've got a top 5 battle here. Mark, Dwayne, Jason, Lincoln Kane, Mary Alvarez, skeptical fan Dwayne Broussard. A battle ensuing here as we get into the end of the stream and then getting into the end of the week, which is tomorrow. Of course, the raffle, it hits tomorrow. We'll see who the winner is of the jersey. We'll see who the winner is of the T-shirt. Now, appreciate you, Jason Renfro. He's got Lincoln Blake has 86 points now on that stream boss. The old Dalton Schultz, the new Luke Schoonmaker. So this device you see here, it's called the Torque Wheel. And if you're saying, again, they basically showed training for it today. And again, players, coaches, they're there seeing how it's used. And I want to show you again the clip. You guys have seen it already. You should have, because I played it multiple times the last couple of days. But one of the guys that were using this new device was Tyler Smith. And it basically, guys, it takes training to the field. There's real application for the offensive lineman by using this. And Brian Baldinger also is a big proponent. This thing costs about $280, just so in case you guys were curious about it. And let me take off the wheel here, because you can see here, they're using it right here. That's the Saints, I think Eric Smith, offensive lineman. There's Tyler Smith with the Jordan T-shirt there. And you can see this machine. Take a look at it, guys. I mean, they grab it from each side. And they got to basically, you got to keep your elbows in. I'll describe it in a minute. But you see, one guy moves it, pulls it, it shifts, and it's able to kind of be, it's movable, I guess you could say. Pieces move.
Again, it still kind of looks like a weird-looking drone to me. I mean, obviously it's not a drone, but it still looks like
it looks like one, right?
Drone.
But the point is, the Torque Wheel is the closest thing to feeling, the feeling to being locked up with a moving defender. without the heavy repeated impact of live reps. This is good for the player's health. It's good for their training. And again, you don't have to, it's not going to overwork you.
So basically, it lets them practice that same kind of maneuver without having to take the, 300-pound man barreling into you type of
beatings
stuff
over and
that
over
you would
again.
have to do normally to practice that. Okay.
Yeah, it's from the LPA. It's a strength torque wheel. And it's
when you see the video looping there, you can really get a better view of it.
Yeah.
Like the kind of like the handles and the grasps and the way that the player has to kind of grab onto it there.
Yeah, you can see the two handles there. So on each side. So again, the thing is this, guys. This is designed to put an athlete in a core-dominated position, simulating fighting pressure. Basically, fighting pressure with pressure. You see it here. Fighting pressure with pressure in a pass protection or even run block scenario. The athlete's elbows have to be tucked in close to the midline of the body, and the hands externally rotated away, gripping the handles, which are positioned 45 degrees inside the wheel. Let me do that again so you guys can see it there. But you can see how they're holding this here. Again, this you have to handle it this way so you get the actual usage out of it. You get to learn the right way here. Again, handles are positioned 45 degrees inside the wheel. As you can see here from the actual wheel, you can see how it's 45 degrees there. The way you have to hold it, it's good to keep your arms there like almost under the shoulder pads. You guys understand what I'm saying here? And it shows you how to control locking up, breaking away from that kind of work on as an offensive lineman will try to do.
So you know what else it kind of reminds me of? Bicycle pedals.
It does.
Okay. Thank you.
Again, $280 plus tax. And again, the key here, guys, it allows the offensive line athlete to create torque on the device, much like he would on a real defender, moving him around, right? Torque, and then again, this is a tool for band or rope application, creating massive amounts of anti-rotational tension on the athlete's core. That's one of the major things here. It seems to be a lot of core work for offensive linemen and dealing with the movement of opposing offensive or defensive players. So again, it has the torque wheel has eyelets positioned around the tool for band or rope application, like I said, to create more torque and tension, and a much more effective and functional way of building core strength rather than just doing crunches on the ground. So keep that in mind, guys. It's saving a lot. It's saving the beatings of a daily practice reps. It also helps them from you don't have to really do sit-ups over and over again. This gives you sit-ups and extra work involved in here.
Look, this is one of those things where sports science can help players get better and develop better. If we find a way to work out players so that they develop their skills better, faster, more consistently, and with less injuries, sign me the fuck up. Especially, like you said, with a position as important as the O-line. Yeah. So, I don't know. I like this kind of stuff. I think it's pretty cool. Real quick, yeah.
It ended, the O-line Mastermind Summit ended today, but this was heavily used, and now you're going to see it now on sidelines, in colleges, high schools, and of course in the NFL.
That was the other thing I was kind of thinking. Cactus G, he's like, does a 300-pounder come to work out with that $280 machine? Because I don't know about you, but I imagine that the results would be very different if I was on the other end of that.
Oh I'm sure. These
are this offensive line.
This is not for you and I to buy. This is for. Well, I mean, you can buy it, but it's going to be a waste. It's more for if you're in high school, college, or level. High school, college, or professional level coaching player. In drills and in your practices, this is where you want to use.
My question is it two offensive linemen like across from each other? Is it like a
coach offensive
linemen
always are kind of going against each other.
Okay.
They replicate, and so do defensive linemen as well. They replicate the opposite side.
So
this
is
a way
team exercise.
Yeah, instead of banging against each other over and over again, this is a way of even kind of creating the core muscles to strengthen and get used to having to torque and move around from in a pass protection set, which would be like in this example here. So again, in this scenario, Tyler Smith's playing the defensive player. You guys understand here? Yeah. While Eric Smith is the offensive lineman here. You can see him trying to set his ass, which is basically set the anchor. So when he's blocking, he can kind of not let the guy move as much. And when Tyler Smith moves left and right, he feels it. He keeps with it, even if it puts more strain on his shoulders, back, elbows, whatever. But you got to keep using this. Bend your knees. Stabilize yourself down, on your ass area, anchor yourself, and this will help players replicate a lot of the things out there that are there now that are probably a little more injury-prone situations and maybe a little bit overworking it for no reason. With this, is just a cleaner, better overall device to use for this specific drill. Not for everything offensive lineman, but just for this specific type of drills.
Agreed. So, anyway, baby, let's kind of keep it rolling here.
Well, I'm going to keep it rolling because that's it. There's one more thing here to discuss, and it's actually the big news, I guess you could say, of the day, which is really the only Dallas news. Dak Prescott spoke today, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the torque wheel. But
Cactus G also says that he thinks it could prevent lower leg injuries, too, the way that it's used.
Yeah, no, for sure. But when you're talking about blocking when you're blocking on a practice day, you're just doing offensive line drills. There's nobody rolling on people's legs and stuff on that. It's just more of the beating you're taking on your upper body. Maybe some work you don't have to do. Yeah, somebody could fall and twist your ankle or your leg. Of course, I understand that. But yeah, this would definitely eliminate that possibility. I just don't think that happens as often in the drills that they're going to use this in. You talk about a regular, scrimmage type of drill. You're not going to use this machine. People get rolled on, and that's going to happen. But I'm saying when it comes to just the offensive one-on-one drills, just for practice reps, without wanting to get too much. Let's say the first week of training camp, there's not going to be any hitting. So you're going to see probably something like this out there, and using this often as maybe a little bit more in the beginning of camp until we get to the hitting part, where you still might use this for the offensive line run through portion. Kind of loosening up. But when it might, but I think this is more about offensive linemen's hands, where to put them. It's not really teaching the defense. The defensive linemen have to teach. They got to be taught like how to box, let's say, like Mike was doing, and learn how to use your hands to knock the offensive lineman trying to basically lock you down. And this machine would replicate that for them. On the offensive line, I think it's more offensive line machine, not really a defensive line machine, in my opinion.
So, with that, baby, I know we did hear from our esteemed leader, quarterback Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott,
who today had his, had a youth camp, guys. His Dak Prescott youth camp. You look at the front of our thumbnail there, you'll see Dak with a bunch of kids. He does this every year right before his birthday. He's about to turn 30, by the way. So he's getting old. So anyway, he still wants to play like a kid. Training camp is about 2 weeks away for us here. But Dak was on the football field today with a lot of youth players, guys, this past Saturday today at the Star. I say this past Saturday, literally today. So, again, this is something that he knows he has to get used to.
It's technically Sunday.
Yeah, I know. Getting out there, guys, training camp 2 weeks away. He's got to get used to this as he enters his 8th season in the NFL. But his annual football camp, sponsored by Pro Camps, held at the Ford Center at the Star, is a bit different than being, the veteran quarterback that he is for the Cowboys. But either way, Dak said he loves the opportunity to be the older guy in the room now, as with his teammates. Whether he's in the huddle with his team, of course, but even, on the field with these great school kids from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Again, you got to remember, guys, this camp for him, he calls it a special day to be able to hold this annual camp, which was also sponsored by Tom Thumb and Albertson. So just going to give the background there on his camp. It's a great thing. He started discussing a couple quotes about his age, the youth camp, things he's doing in there. So, hold on a second. I'll say this. He said, quote, "It's always great. It's always a blessing to be out here in camp season. I'm just feeling the excitement. It's special. It's part of being the quarterback and being in this position that I never will get old to be able to impact. I'll never get old to be able to impact the kids like I did today. It's the game of football. I've loved this game the same way since I was their age, and I'm about to turn 30. When you're out there having these different ages, you see what this game means, giving back, and I like to interact and play the game. Of course, like I said, guys, he's turning 30 on July 29th. So, in case you're wondering there, right, the first week.
Zach and I are going to be old crones soon.
Yeah, and remember, we saw it we saw when he got the birthday cakes, on the from Alarcon and that whole situation from Hard Knocks. So, it's that first week of training camp, Dak's birthday hits, and everyone sings him happy birthday in the stands. So, he's about to turn 30 now, guys, and 5 days into training camp. And he was asked what that means to him personally from a professional standpoint. He said, quote, "I've always felt older, I guess. Just being 30 doesn't necessarily bother me. Knowing that I am the old guy going into year 8, seeing some of the young guys, some of the rookies, seeing the difference in the rookie year I had, and 8 years later, it's fun and challenging. It's fun and challenging at times, knowing that I stay connected and stay in the now with what's cool and whatnot. But this game is beautiful. It doesn't matter how old you are because you play this game like a kid." So again, he's a kid at heart there for Dak as he's loving doing these camps here. Basically 2 weeks. It's every year about 2 weeks before training camp. Now we got here not two, but a $1.10 holler from Jason Renfro. What did the man say with the drop, baby?
Thank you, Jason. Another. Go Cowboys.
Hell yeah.
So now Cactus G throwing out there. It doesn't look like Dak plans on marriage and kids of his own. So
his girl broke up earlier this year, right?
Not for lack of trying. He's had, as far as we know, at least 2 serious relationships while he's been a Dallas Cowboy QB. And yeah, he just broke up with his girl that he was with for at least like 2 years, I think. So, I guess he's just unlucky in love, ? So, honestly, I have to throw this out there.
He's probably focusing a lot on football.
The quality of the women that he's also seeking. I don't know about you, but I don't know if Instagram models are the way to find, someone to build the life with. But I also don't want to judge people based off, the things that they
did.
Do like that. So, just throwing it out there, Dak.
By the way, with that drop, I'm going to judge Jason Renfro here because with that drop, he goes into 3rd place all by himself. He jumps Lincoln Kane. He jumps Mary Alvarez. Much love to Jason Renfro. Now officially, he was in 5th. Now he's in 3rd, just like that.
Thank you, of course. Shout out to you. By the way, hi, Traveling Fools. What's up? So,
he's in the house.
And yes, landlord. Joy Taylor was definitely talking reckless the other day, but we kind of
already
covered that.
We covered that. Now, I am going to finish this up here strong, guys, because it is, like I said, Cowboys in 30, usually 30 minutes. I mean, if we were to finish that in 30 minutes, it would be a true miracle. But 38-minute mark here, I knew it wasn't going to be like that. But let's finish up strong because Dak didn't just speak about the kids and, his age, the sense of urgency. Obviously, the Cowboys are eager to get over this hump that we have not been able for 27 years. So,
yeah, and again, 30 isn't old, but the clock is ticking.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've got to get past the divisional round one of these days. And, didn't do it Romo, didn't do it in those dark years after Aikman. And so now it's time for Dak. And again, I'm really hopeful that, and that's not just on Dak, it's the offensive scheme, McCarthy, the players we got to bring in. We got a Brandon Cooks over a Noah Brown from last. So again, an upgrade. The help is there for Dak. He should have a much better season. And again, I think, got to get past the divisional round this year across the board, specifically with McCarthy. But this hasn't happened since the 1995-96 football season when the Cowboys won their last Super Bowl. And, of course, this is the last time they got to the NFC Conference Championship. So the question was asked, does turning 30 make Dak even more, have that urgency to win? What did he have to say? What did Dak have to say about that urgency at turning 30 now?
1,000%. Just understanding injuries and what I've been through, or what I've been throughout. That's a weird statement, the way he said that. Sorry, let me roll back. 1,000%. Just understanding injuries and what I've been throughout my career and understanding that you don't have forever to play this game. I'm blessed for every moment that I get. Just trying to take it with a sense of urgency.
Yeah, and again, the urgency is going to matter here. The pressure is going to grow, of course. Listen, the last playoff game he won, he helped win. It wasn't him. It's the Dallas Cowboys, not the Dak Cowboys. It was his game here against the Buccaneers in the first round this past season. So Dak says right now, we don't have Kellen Moore, which is, I believe, a fantastic thing. Mike McCarthy's now taken over, hence why McCarthy's on this thumbnail today. The biggest thing, according to Dak, is that the Cowboys are looking to accomplish right now is to try to figure out how they want to attack opposing defenses this season. And they're trying to nail down what they want to do on offense when it comes to having a new play caller. And that new play caller is Mike McCarthy. So it's interesting to see that even though the Cowboys are, we talked about Kellen Moore last year. It took him to like week 10 to get the players on the same page on the playbook, and that's not a thing you want to do in the NFL. Is you have to wait till week 10 to get everybody on the same page. Sounds like Dak and McCarthy and the players are all on the same page because it's an easier playbook, quicker playbook. Everything's going to run faster. Hopefully, that means smoother. But the key here is now they're down to 2 weeks to training camp. How do we go about attacking opposing defenses? That's major for the game plan going forward this season. So I don't know what's going on. I can't tell you what they're doing, but I can tell you that the plan right now is that's right now where they're at on the plan and on the game plan side of things, and really the game plan for the season. So again, how are you going to do this with a new play caller? What did he say, baby, about switching play callers?
He said, quote, "When you switch play callers, a big point of that is that you've got to get into the season before game one, know who you are and what you want to do, and how you want to attack the defense.
Now, you understand? It's interesting because he's saying you want to do this before game one. What that tells me that, I mean, why did he say that this time around when in the past, do you think that maybe was an issue with Kellen Moore the last 4 years? That maybe we could not get everything kind of wrapped up? I mean, we heard players complain about it took till week 8, 9, and 10 to get stuff down and finalized on offense. This thing is getting finalized now. He wants to get it done before even training camp and definitely before game one, obviously.
I do think that that's probably the biggest knock that you can hold against Kellen. Like, obviously, a lot of the things that we say I feel like aren't subjective, but I feel like even the Kellen Moore supporters have to admit that the fact that the offense did not pick up the game plan until several weeks into the season is a detriment, and that Dak is calling that out specifically lets you know that clearly the lack of knowing the playbook, the lack of maybe on the same page type of communication was a struggle, right? We don't even know how long it took Dak to pick up the game plan, and he helped create it with Kellen Moore.
And that was 4 years of Kellen Moore. He still couldn't get his shit down. And now we got Mike McCarthy here, year one, and they basically are finalizing things here 2 weeks before training camp. And it's not going to be finalized until they play their preseason games and finish training camp and come back to Dallas after the Oxnard. And they'll be then nailing down, perfecting the things they need to be on the same page. We're talking about offense here. The whole offense in that game one, week one against the Giants in New York. So to me, even though Dak didn't say too much today, he said a lot about the youth camp and all that. He's showing you another little glimpse of what the Cowboys are planning behind the scenes and how it's different than last year with Kellen Moore. I can't stress it enough. To me, this is a fantastic thing. We got to still see it in action, but it's a fantastic thing for the Cowboys to have the offense on the same page a lot faster than we have any time in the last four freaking years.
Dak specifically mentioned that he's looking forward to that change.
Yeah, I mean, look, he welcomes the change. He credited Mike McCarthy and the coaching staff to, that basically, introduced the offense to him and the rest of the team, and
so basically,
the installation.
They're the ones putting in the work to make sure that everybody knows the playbook by week one.
Yes, it's McCarthy. It's not just Kellen Moore trying to spread it and just do it on his own without McCarthy. It's McCarthy with Schottenheimer, with Soliari, the offensive line coach, with who's the guy running that took over for Brian Schottenheimer. Somebody else went back there. I'm saying he's got a lot of guys working on this installation of the offensive playbook.
The entire offensive coaching side of things is on the same page, which again is something that doesn't sound like was happening last year. How do you feel about McCarthy last year taking control of the offense after Dak went down and obviously patching it up good enough to win 4 out of 5 games with your backup crappy quarterback? And again, as good as he can be, Cooper Rush is the best he could. But if it was under Kellen Moore's watch, if Kellen Moore is running the offense, you would see a catastrophe. We would have won 0 games last year in those 5, and that's because McCarthy won 4 of them. So to me, that's what I think the difference maker is here. The fact that McCarthy and the coaching staff fully getting this offense up to date, up to speed as fast as possible so they know it like the back of their hand. That's what we need, because when Dak breaks the pocket after 2 reads, he's not going to have 8 reads like he did with Kellen Moore. He's going to have 2 reads, maybe 3. He's going to have 2 quick reads, break the pocket if no one's open, and every guys, I used to play football, so you got to count. If you know that's the play and that's a certain play that he's going to break the pocket in, it's going to be the offensive linemen are blocking and they're counting in their heads 1, 2, and then they shift to the left or right, wherever the play is designed to go after those first 2.5 seconds or so. The receivers, they come back to the ball. If the ball's not in the air by then, come back to the ball because Dak is scrambling to their side or the other side. They have places to go after the 2 seconds, and it's almost like a reset of reads. So I think that's with the way that McCarthy wants Dak to play, and that's Dak taking ownership of the offense. That's what McCarthy's been selling to us and telling us he's been doing, and that's what I've been saying that we need Dak to do since 6 years ago right here in this channel. So I'm glad that they're finally listening to us. Us too, baby. Prescott said it specifically, quote, he's done a great job in the spring and the offseason
as in McCarthy,
of getting an idea. But we've got to make sure we really button it in and define it once we finish this camp.
I mean, and here's the thing. We do know, again, I wanted to make sure I say this, Dak does not get into the specifics and the changes to the offense. All right? We know it's 30% or, West Coast offense, 30%, whatever. But they're working on trying to marriage, I guess I use this word a lot today, but marriage and kind of interlock the McCarthy aggressiveness of the West Coast, not West Coast, but more of the McCarthy, I would say more of the Kellen Moore aggressive mindset from last year, and marriage that with the West Coast, McCarthy's West Coast background. Hence the Texas Coast offense, which is going to be Kellen Moore's kind of general playbook. 30% of alterations probably per play. Don't be surprised.
Thank you for summing it up.
Double R in the house. Welcome to the family. Appreciate you. Lincoln Blake goes to 84. So just saying, like, to me, that whole move there with McCarthy being aggressive, and I say that with the quick pass, I think it's aggressiveness with the quarterback skill set. That's something that we saw. We saw Kellen Moore force the aggressiveness and make Dak throw in a triple coverage. I mean, and I say make, I guess not, but when it's 3rd and 18, he should have dumped it down. The coordinator, Kellen Moore, said, trust me, I want you to attack down the field. And Dak was successful sometimes not successful, hence the 17 interceptions. So I think you got to kind of balance that better. Kellen Moore, we know, does not know how to adjust on the fly, doesn't know how to adjust in season. Mike McCarthy, maybe he's not the best guy in the world, but he definitely knows how to do that. He's done it with Green Bay. He's done it last year, week 2 to week 6. He did it with our Cowboys. So you got to give him credit there, and I got to say that with the Brandon Cook addition, with the replacement of Dalton Schultz with Luke Schoonmaker, still got the left guard issue going on. To me, that's something that still needs to be fixed. But if you have a quick passing, fast speed, offense, I think that reduces the issue of an offensive line issue. And again, if we have our full offensive line, we're fine. If we got our starters, our 5 starters, we're a top 10 offensive line group. But Tyron Smith, he's going to go down sometime. Terrence Steele, will he be there week 1? What other stupid injuries pop up? We really don't have a backup across the board here. A solid backup we can be happy about taking over at tackle, at guard, and even at center. So, Again, that's something I think we got to look at. But outside of that, baby, I know I'm going into this into a whole different direction.
Fan throughout there, no more curl routes. Defenses love to sit on those types of routes.
I mean, curl routes, you got the comeback routes, all that stuff. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, even in this game, they knew what we were doing. There was very little. There was no adjustments from Kellen Moore 2 years ago when we played the Bucs. Last year, the first game we played the Bucs, and very minimal adjustments here in this playoff game against the Bucs. It's all about the offenses. Kind of has to be perfect. And Dak had a fantastic 5 touchdowns, 4 in the air, one running. Some of these tight window throws. I don't want to see tight window throws like this all the time. I mean, Dak made it happen, but I don't want to see, again, some of these are wide open. Great. Some of them are really tight window throws. He's aggressively going down the field. I think a quicker set of reads for Dak will help him in the offense, and that's what I want to see. So, again, he didn't get into specifics. I'm thinking, they said 30% of the game plan has changed. I'm thinking every play, here's what I'm thinking, every play has changed 30%. Of the Kellen Moore plays. And I say that's probably quick reads, less reads, breaking the pocket sooner. That changes, just on those 3 things, that's 30% of a play. They could run the same damn routes, but you're changing the play. That's enough to make an impact. 30% is a lot, in my opinion. So I'm looking for the reps and implementation, okay? Especially when you look at these outside of training camp practices, where you're seeing workouts, you're seeing from these guys. Even all of that, Dak Prescott did not give a clear answer on how much he expects to play when? In the preseason. And that's one of the things that I wanted to mention, because, again, we always say this every year. The last couple of years, it was the ankle, it was the shoulder. It was always been some kind of injury that, we'll just hold him out. This year, he's fine. Will he play in the He hasn't played in any preseason games, I think, in 2 years. So will he play this preseason, baby? What did he say?
Dak said, quote, "I'm always down for playing, always down for getting the reps. I'm going off their schedule. If I get action in the preseason, I'll be all for it. And if I don't, I'll make sure I'm preparing and getting those reps in practice."
I mean, he's got practice 2 years of doing that in practice only, not in games. I don't think it's really affected Dak too much, but I would like to see him get a couple reps out there.
I will say Dak's implication here is that, at least when it comes to that, it's going to be business as usual.
So you're saying you don't think he's going to get any preseason reps?
Hell no.
I think he might get one drive on that last game. Maybe.
Hell no. No.
What's the chat thing? What's the chat's viewpoint? Again, that's what Dak spoke on today. I hope we covered everything he said, and we want to see him play like the way he played against the Bucs in this playoff game over and over and over again. But
Double R, thanks for joining us here, saying Cowboys have more weapons for Dak this season.
Again, Noah Brown gone. and you got Brandon Cooks in there. That's a huge upgrade there. And Luke Schoonmaker at the worst, I think it's about an even mix. Maybe a little downgrade, but it's not that much of a move there.
If the offense goes out there and plays really well, really strong, there's a chance that Dak could maybe take that one series, like you said. Outside of that, I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
Not in the preseason.
McCarthy.
Brandon James Shea said yes.
McCarthy hasn't. Yes, as far as seeing Dak in the preseason.
Yeah,
I mean,
Rolando Rodriguez said if the head coach, depends on the analytics and not his experience. So
I hear that analytics. I don't know if that has to do with anything with actual preseason play. I think it's more about if Dak's healthy, and there's a couple of things that McCarthy wants to see kind of workflow in a game. Like, to me, when you have a new play caller and you're trying to get the plays in that rapid way, you don't want to just do that with Cooper Rush and Will Grier the whole fucking preseason. You want to have Dak in a game time situation running the offense the way you're hoping to see it running week 1. And I think they need to do that at least one drive.
Titan Anderson representing. Much love.
Titan Anderson. Hey, we hate the Titans. We beat them last year, but respect the man, Titan Anderson, for his channel. Great stuff over there. And, hey, I'm right now on the two interceptions on the short section, 2 interceptions from the Tennessee game. So one of them was definitely not on Dak. And, the ball hit Hendershot's hands, bounced right into Byard's hand. So that interception was not earned. But then Dak, the next drive, then he made a mistake, I believe, trying to squeeze the ball into a tight window throw, as described by, Kellen Moore himself. And it cost us getting into a field goal range situation. And Byard, I think, got that pick as well and took it halfway down the field. So that's where the aggressiveness has to be maintained. One, you see, it's not even Dak's fault in that Tennessee game. The receivers got to make the damn catch. The other one, that's the play calling side and Dak's decision making. Even if he was told that he should have dumped it down to Zeke and got the easy yardage, he didn't, because he's told attack, attack, attack. I wonder what McCarthy's going to do this year. He'd probably say, take what's given to you and work the pocket, extend the play a little bit more. This is called playing to Dak Prescott's skill set and strengths. Sorry, go ahead, hit it up.
Nope, all good. And by the way, it is 3 preseason games this year.
Yeah,
right?
3. Two at home for us because we have the extra road game in the regular season. So we have the 9 road games. You get the 2 home games in preseason.
Skeptical fans saying, "Go routes, please."
Brandon Cooks
will kill defenses.
Yep.
Comeback routes, I think, will be great for Gallup.
Gallup is that possession guy. He could also stretch the field a little bit, make those crazy catches on the sideline. But Brandon Cooks is going to be the guy burning down the field. He's going to stretch the defense, take the top off, and then CD in that second level. And you got down underneath a tight end or Pollard or a Gallup kind of around there as well. We got a lot of weapons.
Sorry about that. Double R throwing out there. As long as TP comes back 100%, then the offense will be unstoppable with a great run game and an air attack. Just can't wait to see him on the field.
Yep. I mean, you know how I feel about Tony Pollard, and I think that run pass situation, that West Coast flavor of 30%, that's going to help Tony Pollard to his strengths as well. Quick reads for Dak, up tempo a lot, I think, more than in the past we've seen with Kellen Moore. And breaking the pocket when you have to, get out of there in 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, no one's open. The whole team will be on the same page, and then dump it down to Tony Pollard. He'll get you 20 yards. We've seen him multiple times, him break tackles, just a little short space, be able to finagle his way out of there and get himself an extra 2, 3, 10 yards sometimes. Pollard's one of the best after contact runners, and that means catching the ball and running or just running out of the backfield in the NFL over the last 4 years of his entire career. So Pollard is someone, you think, Zeke's gonna run me over and Pollard's gonna use his speed. Pollard has speed and strength and agility to squeeze out of tackles and break tackles. So I'm looking forward to the usage of Tony Pollard and how it's gonna make, with McCarthy's kind of West Coast offensive flavor, that's gonna help Dak, the offense, the receivers, and guys like Tony Pollard. I agree 100%.
So, no, I think I hit up all the comments in that respect. Lost in translation, much love to you. But baby, at least on my side, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so Dak, appreciate Dak's comments today. And appreciate everybody here in the house with us as we get ready for tomorrow's live stream. Tomorrow's the finale for the week. We're going to crown a champion right now. Sponsor of the week and the Cash App King is Jason Renfro. Much love to him. He is currently not in first place on either board, so he might be passing that along tomorrow. Tomorrow night after the stream, we'll see who's the winner there. Lincoln Blake holding it down as a stream boss with 84 points.
Still got Skeptical Fan as our monthly gifting leader with 10 to Jason Renfro's 3. Of course, Skeptical won the last 2 months as well. 35 is the record, by the way. And then the overall board right now, and the Cash App side, Snug X, who's in first place currently, he holds it down tomorrow. He's the king of the Cash App. The overall board, the sponsor of the week, by 1 right now, it's Mark Hovsepian over Dwayne Broussard. So that battle might be definitely coming down to tomorrow's finale. But baby, what's the other thing going down tomorrow here on My Cowboys Family? Because it has been 6 years on YouTube for us, and we're just a family channel. We just chill. We're not here to be ESPN. We're not here to be, the newest YouTube content creator. We're here because we're chilling every night, and whether we get 150 or 10 people chilling, we're talking about that navy blue, silver 2, and that star over everything. 6 years now in our 7th year officially, and beyond, baby. There's you guys dropping the love, super chats, memberships, gifting memberships, thanks. There's also Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and the message on screen. And all that, the last 2 weeks, we've been compiling it. Tomorrow we'll have the numbers because tomorrow is our 6-year anniversary jersey raffle. Sewn and stitched. Look at all the choices you can get here. And there's more than that, too.
Everyone who's dropped $6 throughout the last
2 weeks.
Week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yep.
Has been entered. Every additional $6 on top of that is a bonus entry, and all of our members, Navy Blue, Silver, and Star, get bonus additional raffle entries with 1, 2, and 3 bonus entries respectively.
And I got also a t-shirt in second place from Skeptical Fan. So tomorrow we'll see who the winners there are as far as the raffle winners, jersey raffle and the t-shirt raffle. 2 winners there, and of course the Cash App King and the sponsor of the week. That's coming to you guys tomorrow right here on a Sunday night finale of My Cowboys Family, MCF, and, the news, info, and updates. Once again, tomorrow. Tonight was very light. Tomorrow might be the same. It'd be maybe a Cowboys in 30 or 60, but in the end, it's about the raffle tomorrow and who wins this thing. I can't wait. Thank you guys so much for the 6 years of support through the chat, through sending us things to raffle off, sending us things for us to hang out, hang to. People in the memberships, guys. Obviously they have perks there, right, for the membership. So again, I appreciate everybody who's been in this thing called the MCF experience on the nightly for the last 6+ years. I see Titan Anderson, congrats. He's at 8 years balling out here. I know the TTC is his roots there, but, I know that he does great stuff there for and about the Tennessee Titans. I do check it out once in a while, especially the week we played them last week. Hopefully this year we meet them in the Super Bowl. What do you say, Titan Anderson? You down? Yeah, let's do that. Let's get our 6 over the Tennessee Titans. That's what I want to do. So, again, just want to make sure we laid it out there for everyone.
Yes, and I do have to give out a little Canadian shout-out with a $6 Canadian dollar. Tammy Soltis, much love to you.
She's officially in, huh?
Keeping it classic with a Go Cowboys.
There you go. Tammy Soltis, part of the Navy Blue crew. Now she's officially into the raffle. And, you got that Navy Blue bonus as well. So, hey, I'd say all you need is 1 raffle entry to win. It's even better when you get 2 or more. You can keep stacking them. So, again.
Whether you've been here since day 1 or just joined us somewhat recently, thank you to everybody here chilling with us.
That's right. So, again, truly appreciate every single one of you guys. Michael, Donna, just happy you're here for the channel. Even when we were demonetized and all that stuff, it was more about the anger of YouTube than it was anything to do with, going live every day. It was just we had to, take a step away from the way YouTube was doing us. So, look, we talk with YouTube. We're on the same page now, I hope. And we should be good to go here for hopefully another 6 years, right? And beyond. So, appreciate everybody, the new and old, like you said, baby. And, we've been doing this 6 years. The first year, it was just a hobby for nothing. It was nothing. Now we got to, occasionally file taxes for this hobby. But Tammy Soltis, there it is, officially official, dropped right there.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you, Tammy, in the raffle and with her bonus entry with that Navy Blue crew. Appreciate all of you there who have joined this thing. Good luck tomorrow to those that are in it. I did want to say, if for some reason we didn't go live yet tomorrow, it's 12 o'clock, Eastern time at midnight. Remember, if you drop the thanks, if you sent a Cash App, if you join the membership or whatever, all that stuff would still be counted into the raffle as long as it's before we go live tomorrow. And if I have everything set up and it's pretty simple, I think that I might even give people an opportunity tomorrow to maybe sneak in a raffle or 2 if they wanted to. If I can do it, I'll do it. If not, then it's closed off after we start the stream up. no matter what. So I just want to let everybody know that last chances are now, and I guess there's other ways of still dropping it before tomorrow, but tomorrow night, 11:30, 12:30, Eastern time, probably going to be locked down, and the raffle will be done probably at the end of that live stream tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Any other last comments maybe before we tell everybody to hit that like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell?
Just the shout-outs here. Double R, much love. Bama fan representing.
Yeah.
Skeptical fan always staying skeptical. He said, I can't wait to see Dak throw to everyone. Pollard, Tolbert, Turpin as well.
I love to see. Those are just bonuses afterwards. Deuce Vaughn even. So many people outside of CeeDee Lamb and, Ferguson, Schoonmaker, Hendershot, who knows, but Tony Pollard. You got Gallup, Cooks. Those are the starters-ish guys, right? You just named me 3 or 4 other guys that are rotational playmakers.
So, real quick, let me keep rolling with the shout-outs here. We have Double R, much love.
Thank you, Double R.
Lost in Translation podcast, hello and hi. Mike Aldana, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Tammy Soltis, much love. And yes, officially in that raffle.
Yes, he's in.
We have Retro Scotty representing. Titan Anderson Sports, much love to you.
Titan. Retro said training camp should be an interesting battle going on. There's going to be a lot of interesting battles in training camp. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
We have
2 weeks away.
Fan,
2
always
weeks
staying
away.
skeptical.
2 weeks away, and yes, I'm still skeptical. Skeptical fan in the house.
Cactus G in the place to be. Stephen White, hello and hi. Brandon James Shane, much love. Rolando Rodriguez representing. We have Skeptical fan always staying skeptical. Leland from Wakanda, much love to you.
I saw Freedom first. He was first today.
He was. We have, let me see, Mike Aldana, much love. Rolando Rodriguez in the house. Cactus G. And that's actually as far back as I can go here.
So, baby, as we call it a night here on a quickie, an hour stream, I guess. Why are we so insane? We want 6 and beyond. We're here 6 years and beyond. Why do we do this here on this channel every single night on My Cowboys Family?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
You know it, guys. Over everything. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, right here on MCF. We always rep that star on my hat over everything. And never forget, on this channel, entering our 7th year, 6 and beyond on YouTube. Never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, go Cowboys. Let's get that 6 plus and beyond. Thank you all for dropping the knowledge all night long in the chat. Cannot do this without the back and forth conversation. Also, truly appreciate those that dropped the love. The last raffle entries building in here. Tammy Soltis, Skeptical Fan, Dwayne Broussard, Jason Renfro, and all those that got, and I think a couple, people that got the gifted memberships. Congrats. Thank you all for being part of this thing here on My Cowboys Family. But now good things must come to an end.
Yeah.
And tomorrow,
Montana 808, much love to you.
Much love to Montana here. Choctaw, Montana repping it. That's star over everything. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow for the raffle, for the finale of the week, crowning some champions. But baby, before we can drop out officially here for the night and clock out officially, relock and reload for tomorrow's raffle show, 6-year anniversary jersey raffle. What do we got to do before we drop out for the night?
We got to drop the beat.
Oh, yeah. Beat's been dropped. It's officially... Oh, you didn't. I was quick on the trigger there. Thank you all for rocking here with us, guys. Truly, truly, truly. This is the year. This is the year we building on this. 2 years ago, 12-5. Last year we built on that, even with lesser players, I would say.
Yes.
Built on that still. And now this year, building on this team once again, even better on both sides of the ball. Coaching, way better when it comes to play calling. I'm excited. I know you guys are too. We got to get that 6 this year and beyond. Remind those Eagle fans out there you see flying around, happy for their 1. Remind them, 5 is always greater than 1. Simple facts, guys. Simple mathematics. I know the Eagle fans aren't great at it, so help them. Teach them. 5 is always greater than 1. That's a fact. And it's a Cowboys in 30. I got to do my math better. It's more like a Cowboys in 60. We talked about Dak Prescott. He talked about the kids' youth camp he's running, which is fantastic, his age and the urgency to win a Super Bowl. He also talked about Mike McCarthy's game plan and going forward. I love that everybody's going to be on that same page way before week 1. Unlike Kellen Moore, which was like week 8 or 9 when everyone finally got on the same page on offense. And don't forget that torque wheel for the offensive lineman is going to help on injuries and other issues. It's going to help. when it comes to, using your weight, leverage, and building your core and blocking. Fantastic machine. We talked about it. Came from the Offensive Line Mastermind Summit. Tyler Smith and a bunch of Cowboy players involved in that. Woo! Just keep getting better, Cowboys, and get this team in line for 6 and beyond. Here in MCF, it's always about that navy blue. That silver too, and that star over everything. Never, ever forget the number one thing right here, my Cowboys family. Much love to everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the finale, the raffle, and everything. Peace. Have a good night. Stay safe, and never, ever forget. Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.